me mpese me meye news because the chair me say me entertain me inform me na me educate ya can't tell me say I should seek to be the news but a banner says me so my news no so I am not stopped from talking about it do to the bigger no emre bia ensi bi kwan se ma me nka bi eti enne mas ma be ya da ha we ka no enche se mintimi nka bi meka bi na kwakuda robacho wo national anthem o machine use ya chembe bi kra dara membo wukuada na asemba o my ganim wukuada no pa me ba morning show mi wieye me ko meeting me o ho na panimu bi frɛ me o frɛ me no wo se obonidin me mbodin no and wo se wo ye na adwuma ɛwɔ Office of the Special Prosecutor OSP na ne boss ana ne director say wodi me mra medi nkomo ana me so mate ne mo mini ha enti no me wo krom nofli go ho baby it is say na te dia me saba back to center of the town dia na ka my friend baby wona kiyehia na edi nkomo ana obe office no so that time dey bia no office it metima pass by office no na edi nkomo abusafo ensentro adwuma ye no ye ni sojafo edi nkuta ho ye ni apolicefoɔ di nkuta ho ye ni obia di nkuta ho etito de bia IGP betima frɛ sɛ brana mu ni nkomo kakra wɔ ade bi ho obekɔlo so obi omkoyi operation obabi na see the report ne ba ye no yem se Ghana fo ante asie yi na facts of the case no enie eti wo kwa bontin na akota wo koja platform na what the education and Ghana for information no. Chief of Defense Staff, Army Commander, the President himself, Chief of Staff, Attorney General, Chief Justice, Secretary of the Judicial Council, business moguls, politicians, civil servants, Obia, the vulnerable, they talk to us. It's your friend, Menene Kasamizu, and it's Sadia Meba. Na me call na mesa, Minute de Rukasai, and there was what things Uncle Fu de 20 beer security just they can be funny at times. It's Busani ye, say one follow young Kwan, and I'm what I made Office of the Special Prosecutor DA. Office of the Special Prosecutor DA. Me God na Asare-Bediako minimu da won be frɛ me so mo frɛ ma na adwo 1 am kurampa me yamu ntimi nhye because me ni obi asika me nkɔbɔ aban krono me nkɔbɔ odwurim aban sika medi me hɔ obi nkɔbɔ aban krono ya ka sɛ me bedi ho adan sɛ ma me ma hye me sɛ edio de me kɔ me fa me lawyer na mo sɛ de sika ne fie ne sɛ wo ye bɛma ne ye frɛ wa ahemfie dia ye se busa wano ubusu ano first one no busa won be ma won pacho be sremu pa na memene da yesi be we be ma na efre wa himfi a yesi busa wano first one ubusa wano na se wonye wano nka asem bia ma wode a busa won sa won san koto blo nko bu obi di a ye no so ye ba akon wo wie na mienu nyina watwade a yesi busa wo be ma yesi busa wo be ma se woni obi nkoda ma won konye mu no Emma wo se wonye nyinse no ana asabra kwa himfi that's a himfi because butimi din sem nyina na mom no ga ye Ghana ni na woni mmra OSP gina so ye tete saa ekuo ni dia na adwumako ni dia ye fra wo dia adwe ba wutim ba ko pe ene se wa ye dwirim wa ba dia ban sika na wa fa wadwuma wo ye so ye bi bukata na ye no ni OSP etime OSP friend me and me here lawyer na mako because me mu obi ebukata mete be telephone line for the next 40 hours say Ghana ni bia wase medi ni sika emeka mete ebusa 40 hours eti me koy ye no a de ba ya ne say empenfo betnas ena panimu ba kon one ye head of investigations ewo OSP wono so ba ye nti nipa be enum ena omo introduce omo ho and encommodate started. I don't want to call it interrogation because I was told say we're going to have a discussion. So I don't want to call it interrogation, even though we had a semblance of interrogation, but I want to call it a discussion. Nini na kasa me manengwa tiatia ne say ben na watwe mienu nie me ka asem bi e wo movement television ha say OSP ye fe no wura kise jaben edrumre bi wa ban na atwam no metin e wo mpanifo wo say wo ka say na dwuma wo ye se wo fight corruption no amande ho eye nkofo ahi enti wa ba be high risk ama enkofo etan no etina dwuma no ko benya enka ban kra nto private jet ma no said the bear he will not endanger the lives of other passengers on board a certain flight overboard me patcho meeting me kind me asema maka me nwane free ho da because me kind me voice wa bonti me video wa bonti me nkwaka say ye concocted so you know I said it yeah eto Moses asem na me kan ye no enya no kre ena msu mate ena se nya no kre dia send ye ese joni kan asem na se Moses nya no kra ye kwan ba mi nsa so a asem no ye betime siesie na ye ni yin ba ko ne se mo be ka che me se asem no nya no kre na me ye responsible journalist no kamasamba media platform na so be bi so ena no asa me ka to OSP so no ebusafo epelifo aka che me se enya no kre etime mesre eni obi a meka ya asasem no eha no bia no onfa nche me na masiesie no se nipa ko ne bo anto ne yemu a opa obetima escalate no e de akọ national media commission ama national media commission for so afre me omo frɛ me na me ko na me se me kwa chinchina se ye no kre abramini evidence a ometima punish me ana me pametima gya tumu ho na ma apologize ne no so ko say no so the boy Anthony Yemu a opobetimi dia court civil matter civil 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 matter say magunu hu fin asa me ka to no so no ni pakro no wo se enyani nye hu na court so ko na mekodi fo na etwa me damage a metima tua matua say me ko dwanto a makodwanto a na asem no akoda bebi da to mo se asem na me ka ye no me pese me che say the OSP is corrupt. Now me say ura no me sremo. Me say OSP I requesting but me hu krata wo tro so but penifo che say no ka kire wo mo. Say ope private jet corruption na wo mu no pamcho anything. Me busa wo mo. Emma omo twetwe mu aka say the maka no e beta creative fear and panic e betima na fear and panic na sika ayira na fear and panic obi awia kro obi awia obi sika fear and panic aban aboka fear and panic me maboka na fear and panic no me omo in fact omo twetwe mu akọ baby bebre to the extent say yes na it means I'm bringing the name of the OSP into public opprobrium corruption a corruption related issue ana ena ya ti almost me fedi ni ma wo no mo koye federal investigation ena me se me yan central ni me din komo bebre omo ka kire me no I remember say pedifo ye din komo na sa komo de bai but nipa ko kan na me kan ni din moreover me yan central ni na central ni so de wo beta busa central ni say offer on declare the source ana Mekaya ya almost say I'm not cooperating. Let me catch up and say, why mammy for my invitation? You didn't arrest me. I came there on my own volition because I respect state institution. It's a main cooperator I come ma. I come across who care than I'm making. It's back and forth with yes, setting me fed in my warm, no more investigation. Investigation the meaning of say, basically be your baby, I don't know. Man, to my fed na ma wom. And was this idea? I'm not cooperating, so they will charge me. And in fact, they will officially arrest me. And I was sorry on this to me, said Nifa, my Betty. And now was say, God, Asare-Bediako, you have now been arrested and officially charged. Okay, Kayan or ma'am and me rights as will be a yacho. So I'm entitled to a lawyer. Say, I'm a family lawyer. lawyer le ka cho mo say ade a mo ye no they should be careful because enimra kwam so mo metima yes eja ya wie ya bo me charge me you false publication and then false communication ni me you and the 5 million Ghana cedis that to be three so zamu hu nyame ya mo chena me my titia mo a sika da me three so tie press me kofom but and me public education office of the special prosecutor omadwuma ne sen enro najo na kokase me na enro najo me sheda kwatena OSP website say OSP website say e na what are their functions Mr. Santi me nyina ama wo ye ba me Bɛkyerɛ na me sa hwe baby no OSP say so far no my public sensitization it means educating Ghana for nipa mo si nipa 6 million Ghanaians and educating wo mo e wo adwuma OSP oye and then because na me ni munyam say and then by the time my year program we now you educating about 15 million Ghanaians today on what OSP does so much 6 million and then me go use opportunity to any platform we switch platform be our Ghana and I don't pay the whole Ghana ni bia han wo hwe me be use that opportunity we actually say OSP adwuma no anything Mr. Santi Pacho dem de ma wo no pompi bi guso na me ready wo da ye ko jam website on ma ni nyina for more website man copy a screenshot from the website of OSP mo fan to so ni an hwe say OSP adwuma mo ye no anything it is a bebe match of so nenye that public education is CA why na me hwe ni CA na was it odi wakoye fast na ba obeye more no still okay but of so Sunday hey okay so when you fight to so amede straight away no mame nko acting wo ho okay acting wo ho okay Peter me dase pa okay bacho hwade mame mbolo kitikiti stage ame mbombo headlines makeke you see the OSP has the mandate to investigate and prosecute on its own corruption and corruption related offenses bacho kasa se nka masem nyina akoda corruption and corruption related offenses yes I said when me say OSP make a request on the government say when your private jet will pay me patrol it doesn't fall under corruption and corruption related offense in Ghana by any ridiculous stretch it doesn't fall under it no matter how ridiculous the stretch could be yanko enyema OSP Ghana ye nyina ya gia tum say yasa mo musika amo tem story building so mo ntero mo nye djuma na maye Ghana na ho to any say ba ko nie dishonestly receiving property ba ko extortion ba ko dishonestly receiving property say metia God na Asare-Bediako na obi abreme ka bi efeni me back because me ka asem bi efa na djuma ho me ka asem bi fa na djuma ho na wo de ka bi efeni me back abreme say oh Gordon na won yi ka we me ni ba bia na obecha me ka na magye because of asema me kan ta finance ni me jaika dishonestly receiving property and our chama sase wo trazaku extortion say mashada abu obi say mamisika na me fanya ade ma wo mamisika ade be menye extortion I don't know using public office for profit public office you me nka ho because say me a private person and unti Ghana ni a wo ye adwama Ghana ban say wo ye OSP na wo se me ye OSP na was ma beto manim wa ma me $2 million me OSP machi watu ye no only using public office for profit and now say wo ye headmaster baby no waka say wa ma me sika wo ban menye no e wo school mu using public office for profit corruption of and by public officer or juror you know your court for asem corruption say asema beto nanim e wo court na waye buka taji sika se be asem no obobu ntanchia no corruption of and by public officer or Jew bacho yenko public education here by the time be we no na Ghana for at least be 15 million Ghanaians yetimi educate ye ho public procurement offenses there's a difference between public procurement offenses and then private procurement offenses. Eti me fa chemi ensin so da se me wadwo mu hai there's a microphone asen eti me koto microphone aba ma ka chairman so chairman microphone ase wo so when ene Chris jokweku won general manager ni nkobo ma ka Chris ma me nkoto bi wa ma kwaji invoice me kwaji invoice miensa me ama sheda kwaji invoice miensa me se ba ko eye 1005 ba ko ye 1550 ba ko eye 1004 me hwade so kwa aka ne bombo 800. You said the coffee the near for the body, therefore they here 1450. Me why so 800 no. Na ma kwaje 1450 number, ma just can the call. Ya no cry no, always been to me friend me because me a private person. Was say public procurement offenses. Then kwa po me nka ho. But obi o ya aban adwuma, yes so kwato abibi ma you so aban adwuma mu na what the side dey we bad ya eniye public procurement offenses. Then existent offenses out of or consequent upon stated offenses. Peter Yanumi BA, we know, okwa website on ma, what click so the ba nina is about sika, nina is about corruption, nina is about sika will be a ria, near Bejidia man. Obstruction of the administration of justice. Say Abia OSP Equa baby, or Mukwa investigative baby, no Mukwa no be abono, will be a pemono. Aha, waka gate afeno. Why you say I want for information in man is the only obstruction of the administration of justice. But you to aso. Okay. What's the investigation? One OSP, the website in OSP, Investigation and Prosecution Overview. This honestly receiving and I'm buying, you know. But you say, "Boholum be my son for brass." Say, and one. Okay, any or say about us. At the end of my year, kind of brofo. Was it the office of the special prosecutor was established in 2018 as the gold standard and part. They say gold no, abaya sand. Abaya nuya. The OSP has the object of investigating and prosecuting specific cases of alleged or suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses in the public and private sectors, recovering the proceeds of such acts by disgorging illicit and unexplained wealth and taking steps to prevent corruption. The specialized attribute of the OSP particularly lies in its fortification with the cure of the inadequacies of the existing anti-corruption agencies. What's the inadequacies of the existing anti-corruption agencies? So because I'm told so, let's say no cry. It doesn't fall under any anti-corruption agency. No. Prosecutorial, intelligence gathering, surveillance and counter surveillance, police, national security and revenue generating powers. The OSP derives its powers mainly from the office of the special prosecutor and na omoke kankoye. But obetimi eye no official. Enti kaka mede aba from OSP office no eno no. Abusafo mede ba ko bi so ama Mr. Santi. But we so obetimi de atoso. Na me die OSP friend me amekoye. Yeah, enra mekoye. Mekoye because me respect state institutions. No, but not because they have the mandate. Me madwe me say besinde. OSP any mandate ewo enema wani me go through no, they don't have it. Now mame kwa divi me show on Facebook. Shadia last year was say OSP and the Kasa ewo November 2023. Was say I have had several calls from well-meaning lawyers admonishing me in the that they have heard talk that our friends have been who have been elevated Yes.
The other kind.
Yeah.
O kind ne press briefing.
Yes.
Now or address Ghana for.
Okay.
After or call court on Siadapa cases.
Me back a minute. Me say back you first I introduce you be straight away. Na ye hu dey work back work asa. Aha.
Me a class prefect ntimi be a.
And then class prefect is under a consideration based on what happened yesterday. No. You know there.
No, undisputed. Because based on what happened yesterday, in fact, now and one man 4%. Omu trouble me na me edin. But nse me sine nkwasha sem.
Hey! Okay. I was for a higher movement television would be rated 95.9. Program ni di Bɛkyerɛ. Asem bia do patcho mesam. Asem bia no ma ensi a yen chechi. Eti patcho you see eti enra asem BCC kakra nyehwe. Ya no private matters. Eti efa ma public domain ene. Eti eyi for me mami. Me patcho we media briefing. Patcho say link no. Me okay, madiama. Ma send the link na ma. Eti we media briefing. Aye. Yeah, we media briefing na OSP. At the buy. Na we na November 2023. Yes. Eti e wa hefa.
Oh, mbesa okay page. November na e wa kira.
For me.
O sign here.
Wasign wa ha November 2023 be a page in mami ankasa relevant page no
page na any ona masa
and wasensan oh na muso wasensan ase okay eti patch me say the fato ne nyina kenkan bum wo the fato so fato so ne da bi mo fanche me eti Peter Nkoma na wo ye the beleged class prefect of Bɛkyerɛ wo ye beleged me nyifro also you two Magdalene Moso. Okay, it would the one that still standing class prefect. Okay, it will ha. Enna koka patcho koka so ni enra koka enna from anopa ko se nwumra ko OSP ni na mene nante koka so eni enti enya to kwan de se e man to kwa de yese yenko enti enra mumu nyina mubu no fo enra munya mubu no fo enna Alhaji Audu Mahama so me mama me kasa bia just busa say na Audu ho te say enti Audu so ni enti Audu Mahama so eni and then of course amwa so eni bo wonu fra so moton eno tuka eno aba we ya brantie mana no pay BBC afi Peter oh na me kasa we ya brantie sa enti ebo amwa eso ena abese nyina ya busafo afi yankwa no na me ready ade wi we yankomo a OSP no ankasa owura kise jaben ebe kache Ghana for abra was say one Ghana for update as required by the law establishing the OSP. Me pass you was say those who decry it see it. No. Mama says and I Mr. Tifria. Those who decry it. Was say those who decry it see it as an attack on the judiciary. Indeed, I have had several calls from well-meaning lawyers admonishing me that they have heard HEARD. They have heard talk that our friends who have been elevated to the bench and presiding over cases in court do not take very kindly to criticism, especially of the public calling out variety. And that if the office persists in the media releases, the judges will gang up. The judges will gang up against the office and throw out all our cases. Mind you, the collective admonition is coming from very senior and experienced lawyers who are men and women of the world. But you free so that mean teach him. Mami kuta pepe ya obete ye free so ma teach him. Kata ye kuta bin owura kise jabe na bekan. Was say we November 2023. Abra na wade nsem bia court. Na court na boagu say wan fa process no mu ye. Ebi kwa mani kiu say ka betin de afa benku ana say ni fa na kwa san de aba. Obeka san abonten. Was say ne nanfufuo bi ne nanfufuo lawyer fo bia ka kire no say ono OSP kise Jaben no so nanfufuo sorry lawyer no ye kise Jaben adanfo no nya ba akoposi bebre eno maka kire ne say omo nanfufuo bia omo ye judge fo aka kire omo say ade a owura kise Jaben ye no mani nye ho enti ombe gange up ombe bopo ombe ye awe say owura kise Jaben di asemba court to say pe ombe bol to agu because omo mpenasem but asam mekan muti azeyi owura kise Jaben say ne nanfufuo bi ka kire ne say ne nanfufuo no nanfufuo bi omo ye ajagefo aka kire omo say na wo say no kure do so dodo say no wo say do so dodo say ombe ko atie kise Jaben jagefo Ghana fo jagefo nyina say omo be ko atie owura kise Jaben no de asemba court a ombe boagu no wadifo owura kise Jaben e kan yo me pa acho owura kise Jaben kan asasem wi enie enye edited the evidence when ne nawofo na wo bo ka say omo le ka kire say judge for ne kan no where are their names? What about the names of the judges who told his so-called friends who he says are men and women of this world? Of course, there can't be any women and men out of this world. They are of this world. Where are they? What are their names? He said, I've been mentioning their names. I said, well, can you know? Mention the names of what down for, one can say back, also now for Omoye bebre, and Omokachre will say, Judge for Ghana. I call you meet now, Abomutibu Pose, what the Assemble, Omwadi for Eguanimasi. Where are their names? What about names of the judges? You impugn on the integrity of the whole judiciary in Ghana. Na essentially ka say material dia wati kwa pai me enyambo chamo frame ameba deba me frame ameba but I am telling you say emana wugina so say woni media asem no wati come through a better route, go the civil way, go and sue me in court say maka ho asem a enya no kre na memra court me wa evidence abede beba me ni bia ebugu mi so a e ka betua nya no ano no e chopere se me kwa se makọ Bible so mienu nie enna owura kelofurata ye wo ho ene ye te se enkofo bi ato ahye no so e woni fie ekuta atuo ye nya communication bi ba bonten se na owura kise Jaben ensa hyase ye kenkan bi ade achi ye na owura kise Jaben as OSP o ye obeye press conference and as I said by so when him be an as when him be owura kise Jaben say when him ho hwe enkofo e call papa no office no ni fie no when him ho hwe no le so ma wo mo say kasa wo say when him ho hwe a let it end there, but he went further to make a claim against the person of owura kelofurata as what kind of thing was it the intelligence you can say intelligence and yes be prejo move at mu and yes nyansa wo you can say intelligence in this context no security sense say tete for bi enim aka che na verify aka che say if we win na intelligence trend say owura kelofurata na ankasa e na ahyeda abopa e no wa stage say yes the me attack no e woni fie siki ai kisaja be say intelligence o na you see me call ho guada no asem ba ko word ba ko aye very popular did you verify I am telling you ask Kise Jaben, did he verify that intelligence? If he did, what was the response? Did Kise Jaben verify that claim from his so-called lawyer friends who said say Ghana for judge for abo mutim po say assembly bebe bia no obebena defo? Did he verify? And we think, or is he beyond verification? He is not. Ask him. Masaka na medan po be catch will be say and me saka ene faith April. It's a very special day. Say a damn messiah lawyer ki say jabing. Oh baby if I miss no office or grandpa. Me busa say lawyer, Miss Rewo. It is a meme god na Asare-Bediako. Me and say training. Na me so be the me court say woni me nya asem. Na ma be fa say we lawyer mami. Na be kwa ne say me source, me disclose me source wa. Ora ki say jabin bi busa wo. Etu be ka che ne be kwa say me disclose me source wa na. That's a question I'm going to ask ki say jabin. Whatever I see, whether I see him in the official dom or privately, I'll ask him that question. Enra me koi, omo say wo mo ame omo ma me bill no. Yen kwa show mu fie. Well, I think say a fair deal and a one requirement. If you come home, you know, baby will be at Abba. Almost in a mere duma next week. Mensamra a benada. Any ifiada. Coincidence, and I'm not me too kindly. It's my catch almost a mere one next week, miniha. Intino. The following week, me ba. Ya yes, saying, na, me ba. The following week, na, me ba. And say, okay, but there's one question which is raining. Why must I appear? How must I report myself twice a week? Am I under investigation? And the investigation is what? Hunting for the source from a journalist? Is that the investigation? But I will appear before them. That's the understanding. Yeah, you know when you jwada metro krata dia koma wo mo na BBS me koba meba. Eti ebedi nkomo. Na Ghana minim publications eba ye yaginimu amaye ho. Ghana is once again turned out to be a cocaine hub on asset day, money laundering on asset day. And the revenue team for Jotasia, Ibidi and Komo, and of course, MPP internal matters so, Ekoswa, Ibidi and Komo. It's my member with a phone call, Peter, and Pacho, take over, Yanko. Say me, I'm within. Oh, within, not me. I said, I sure ye out do a movement, so I think say I'm within, you know, not me here,
share. I see a dinketiane a Peace FM, UTV for Edin Komobion. Na Asama Okafa OSP and the office and the Hono. And then I'm tempted to agree with him. In fact, on no Mukasa February 19th this year, after a Kenufrata and Hunsen seminar a buy. Na Tiria Sinketia or Sama or Kai. In fact, or no, they all say office of the special prosecutor must be scrapped. Nothing will come out of it. I said in Ketia. That's the headline. Oh, that been okay, February 19th, 2025. NDC National Chairman Johnson said in Ketia. Or say office of the special prosecutor must be scrapped. Nothing will come out of it. I said in Ketia. Oh, sir. Yes. Okay. Now, what kind of story now? Not all advocates say in Chemuna. Ebra running po ban. No chen adwin say. Officer anka. Omuya de fufra. Omuni say sika no. Ekoboa the existed state institutions are fighting corruption anka beboa. Dodo na and at the time the president. Ene na anya adwin. In fact, ye mekura meka sem ni awudu na asase. Ye kika bi as fighting corruption sometimes no with the human face and say oh yef no nya obi a ono de onye member of the party no be fight ya eboa. We supported the act. Yes. But after Nsembia bakwa na sem o kai na o chirem say sika ne a car o mine bo sa office no ho. Tini ko ye de koya de fofora nkeye. Meba to boansa. Enro mo website me sa check in. So far maybe CCA. Almost manya 174 cases. Yes. No, or 174 reports and complaints. Yes. Prosecutions do 5. Among 174 complaints. Prosecutions say 5. Sika or matimi aje eso magia ma o my Ghana 3 billion. Our website. I
Ghana cedis. No, I think okay, me check it. I will just go on their website right away and check. Me ba so Peter. And me say me ye a friend say when you 174 when you 174 cases and I say complaints. Now why ye prosecution of 5 cases are if you describe it
secure conviction
that would me buy no 80 cases of multiple prosecution 5 over 174 times 100 no less than 5%. 5% mark 5%. And out of 5% no so my prosecute no success no so you say you put the different war game one day we're going to have a very comprehensive discussion on that because sika look a dynamic almost any dynamic 10-story building. Na say you saw air conditioning back home cars something fruitful must come out of that. One day be this and combat and at the end there mo dem mention OSP walk after a journalist say on providing the source Peter Yanko
enti
na eneko ka bekasa
said me we decided
okay
because
hey, boss. Okay, Reverend Tim for Joe, member of Parliament for Ascent South, Waba City, Ebedi Kobo. Peter to us, yes.
Oh, enti meno, me fi say I said it here some more kind. Me ne ya adwin say and I was say because Godon, indeed working kind the functions and the work of the OSP every but the little point I'm person me can only say who the act no establish the OSP office now the act 959 no amount the objective of the office
okay
that is functions so man the bibia adwuma ye nyina no ne kura ne say at the end of the day no ne kura ne say one the office no also investigate no prosecute specific cases of alleged or suspected corruption and corruption related offenses.
Okay,
clearly as someone can hear what it has nothing to do with corruption and corruption related offenses.
Debbie,
in fact, who stretching the crown poor say the kind no say the corruption crown bama. How does that amount to say obi ahri sika na sika bi we going there request no no abai at the time no the man na
that and I request me say me te so be key request
yes
but me ni document one so paper so me hu bi
yes
me ka kire wo mo ho in fact say we make request kwa on paper
yes
and abai no e de man no anas one farmer no abai ahri sika na
that is the point until the 3 objectives
yes.
The second one, recover proceeds of corruption and corruption related offenses. That is the 2.
Yes.
Enti asoma kan ye, se ekoba sampo a. Aban de buyer, aban hwe sika bi a onu to ohwe mu akọ retrieve the proceeds of those corruption.
Everyone.
The last one no take steps to prevent corruption. Say assemina esi na anya amaso atwam. The steps be no all take to recover scabi akrimpo ewo mumpo a
was it take steps to what
to recover or take steps to prevent corruption.
So where is the corruption what I said?
So what is he preventing in any way?
Minimum.
Na ne hu ewo mu ne say ono as a person and I okasa tia na and as oka bibiti na nani anye ho a why should that same office investigate it?
Yo
because you hope omayimu se ko ba se president bo bi kasa tia na Ocho command CID and other state institutions so omunya hwehwemu na mfa mu ayem rabonte. In fact the CJ cried out an allegation some time ago. Ocho command CID.
Yes.
Enti ono as a person why should the office na nkase no eye hwehwemu wo an allegation against them obi ameki ono fi say corruption why
ayo
but ni nyina no ebripamu no the appropriate courts will address all these issues.
It's a movement stronger than appetite.
Adebako a osi ehwe ni ye pa ne say I think we should not allow people to use office be or more occupy to settle personal scores.
Ayo.
You may have problem with Obi. Once wa ube jinamu so obe yenhwemu ana wa ube jinamu say bibia sinti wo pese oba mu no. there's a problem.
Ayo.
People have personal scores to settle with people.
Yes.
And I think, say, the people who are closer to Ura Kise Jabian and as OSP in A4, in their inner conscience, I know, say, they know they are wrong. And
I don't think so.
Oh, they know.
Sir.
Samida Kun, Yeni Adamfo. Some truni, Mranimni. Very argumentative person.
Why not? Why not?
Unimpa say. At the same time, me sure so won't think as I want to.
Now me just say a different person. And I call ye OSP. And I call say I in the maka. And they fan it was friend me. A lawyer for me and some friend. First one, I likely say a kabeye lawyer Egbert Fable. Chief Magas. Because we're a journalist.
Yes.
Second person, I likely pass a friend. Ebeye won one kase Kise Jabin. If he wasn't the OSP, I would have called Kise Jabin to come and defend me. And you know, when I say because a lawyer, I go for me this and for be as with the batch of Kamami. Now, one one kase God has said me say almost my can't be because they want to criminalize a friend say free speech. As one come say they want to criminalize speech, and this is what I see. Say now Kise Jabin want to criminalize speech. And let me tell you this, Ademwi. Maybe I said, Johnny, I will never sit down for anybody in Ghana, be it the president, chief justice, whoever you are, not even the IGP, CDS, to intimidate any journalist in Ghana. No, not nobody. Make us send us a meeting. Pass to the right channel. Me differ. But this one. The OSP is seeking to intimidate me, but you can't. And you know me, say, you can't intimidate me. Call me the matador.
Come here.
Meba, my man call me Chasson. Mega team emotional.
In fact, Gordon, my min tia pa na me mo abaso. We a hero. Na the omoye no. It's an indication say aji wo mo nsem pa. But I know obi na say na ti no e de oye nyina. And we'll come to that. But I mean say me penny for na they high loaded.
Aye, so mo tesa wo ba no.
Penny for kuku da mo TV super na me hwe wo.
Sa ho.
Na de omo aba be say o studio ha nya easy o. Now there's other studios be empty o.
But my men san ka biem. Papa wi ho. Nya me be hira no. Wo ya MPP ni bi abo mpa bi abo bi ma no. Enra me ne ka o ka so obekasa no. My intention was not to bring him to the studio. Because me say MPDA obeko owo program be Saturday. It can make us me bekasa phone so. I so guys, oh no, member studio, and I was shocked. And then what be?
Now God they offer me a him from business. That's me surrender.
Yo.
But my member abaso. Na me say unkran so obi antumi ye who.
Oh, that be emfa.
Obi antumi ye
emfa.
Ye wo krom ha drug cartels, cocaine dealers, money launderers. And the woman kasakura from kwache wom because no munim say wom ko fan ko man kwache wom. The woman kasakura from kwache wom.
Oh sir.
They say o makoma no to. Cocaine basta mo am kwache watakura de. Ye bisa am say nipa ne wo he. Makoma no atum. Sa payment gold bas no.
Oh. It was a ruse.
No money say sa o mo nipa na territory. No vi some people ni na territory and no fa cameras. Na national security ko operation. Ya the cameras na ko. No so ya nya MPP ni bi ya kwa expose no.
Ni eguna ni mase.
Ko guna ni mase. Wo mo tam ya de ko ya ko bu ani tramfo ni gold na tam we sika wo mo wie ya. Na ko bi buy. Hey. So they sako count the wrong meat. 2 months now. They be say almost say why na go near them say one allergy.
Hey, and did the allergy.
One allergy. I'm say one allergy.
One allergy. And then 2 allergies. I say we do the allergy.
One allergy. Na come allergy for baby.
Madam fu be a friend ko Abuaje Asare. Ko Asare Abuaje. Ye friend allergy. One ya kremoni o, one ko kremo da. By friend allergy. It's one allergy.
One allergy. Na wo ko takra de. E ko bass almost cocaine.
Allergy out of millions.
One allergy.
almost takra munya intel. Office one people need na de cocaine by coach. Omo chini we who the NDC parliamentary candidate.
Hey. Hagan.
Mo fane court be pem ne obi antumi for obi anko court. And almost akwachi another one $350 million. Enti omo chi wie na ebisa omo say why the search mo fane metudwa mo nkoche no mo fane mo nya de se mo ya. One sad drug dealers no money launderers ne de mo akasa ma ya hu operation no maka ma no atum na mo shield them protect them innocent journalists are na adwuma no. I am telling you sir, they cannot use any state agency or state security apparatus to intimidate anybody for calling them out. Mobile in just 3 months gold half a friend saying cocaine $500 million and enam krumu ha $500 million and the enra kwacho fosu and America we so
yeah
kwacho fosu emeka mienti we kusi say o say omo no sa friend saying post to be a President Mahama a post to say security agencies no investigative concerns na raising
aye
into the suspicious flights and cocaine money laundering no na omo you interested in as a matter of fact president no kwa no or chro keke I have the videos. I will send it to you.
Ampa.
You must play it over and over and over.
Send mebo.
Nanya no na hia wom.
Okay.
Oh, hey. Yes. Osanya no na hia wom. They are only interested in making an example of Intim for you.
What example?
And Bibisa say, are you saying say the president can say why now or taking also they be on taking so I am the spokesperson for the president and I speak on the authority of the president say who here investigation we are only doing to make sure say we have made an example of Intim for you.
They want to make which example?
We will do them say which example? Cocaine phone and then I'm one am protect you woman. Omo the match woman say baby Kevin Taylor to me back room ha na mama no security protection. So many na mo abra court to kra no convict no. Na innocent journalist ha eyi wo madwuma no. Wo mo ka no kra wo krom ha in just 3 months of the intolerant Mahama government. Opeso ka obi anu tum. What do you want to drink anu tum?
No, mo pe different person.
What drink anu tum? Na questions nbebre ho. Go don next week. E din bi am dey ba betu to dwa no.
Hey sir, kwaku da rose men ka just watch ya wo. Was say any ya so ko budu be polo so. Jennifer Queen. MP for be bring so mo sure. Na omo say wo ba no. Ai omo say in fact one more hope say MPP for M9 na money e dey mu ye resolute. Mu ntwantro. Na omo say ba bia ye omo de kwa ne say Felix Kwacho Fosu ebe kana bontin say o ma invite na wanko no musu na na wanko na be kana bontin say o mo boa o challenge wo mo afi say response like you dey buy ni say Felix say Felix say they invited you through minority leader and I say no route be ni eti wo ko Cape Coast so ko fa kuma sans ma ko Cape Coast na eti
you procedure they invite MPs
na you say A+
any another minia ba ko mo invite.
No, but you see,
so,
in Kwachi's press conference, he was specific. Was it security agencies? I inviting an old Ghana.
Yes.
Was it security agencies? And he said the security agencies in your fellow marking.
President.
Sir.
Yes, that was in the statement.
I feel you put into straight proof. No, I say now they are now writing a letter to speaker.
Hey, and now so what a brofo. It's a person what catch up for more damn mouth. I said I was like,
God, let me tell you. I took this matter so seriously when President Etro said he wants the security agencies to collaborate with me. He has zero tolerance for cocaine and all these things. But you know, I did see a metro letter requesting for joint meetings. Say, Momra, all the agencies na President Abomudino. Momra ni siana de mi obiano. Me fama de monsumo wono. Ebia mumpumu de minimum. Mama me update na. Ebe ma me manu adwa. Momra ni sia. Na ndisi for no moti ase so okay ne. Ye cry ba be kam ho. NDC MPs no. So ye cry ba be kam ho na nko ese nko a. Metro letter ne koya no ma san twa U10 mumpenifo a block come say. That be that. What kind of meeting is that?
Rev Bacho, ye ma ye genesis of you know.
Okay.
You say plane B, ye ambulance plane.
Good.
ABC Ghana.
Good.
You say ambulance di into basa and na eba you say yare phone them, if nsu them. and I bet you see your manga airport. I see what some days. You say one about could be buy ye, back could be 5 days. You say back was I say the type pay. Mukoko kumpe say I be organize boko kumpe to me change your airplane time na ma wo mo omo kwesa kwaro so kwa fumu wo him omo chiye ya afese back omo so ko omo kwa Europe omo fi Rwanda and omo kwa Europe and omo be fa Ghana and am say na me ti akrai na me say me kwatamala afe makofa azim me frazim ma be kumase ansa na makope Adday, then I was a sremo, say
yo, and you know, the Tiana say a tea for Ichiamupa, Muniwa Yiniho. Na the woman say, Dankebian Shemu, a bride Dania buying at the man, President Mahama. Near here, Nimusenka, Ghana, Yajidimpa as the second most peaceful country. As Saku came your DNA, dear TB, no, Comba Betwaso sa. Yet the Mawa, Bosme Bakubia, there's a cocaine bus. Bosumi baku bia there's money laundering bust. Bosumi baku bia there's a new man sabi a bomb mine and womuye ukrumu and the ebisa womo say within all this time wa cocaine ne ade trentry ne money laundering ne womo go the idi trentry flight mean be so buy na sa flight no baku cry ambulance just say no efunu anase yarefo na organ pen ye defa and na baku so ye private cargo. And no free Gran Canaria. Be wura mem Gran Canaria so no.
Ewo hin.
Ewo Morocco so ha.
Okay.
Be island but it's Spain for ase. It's a small island. Na enu boni dwa die nko an ekoso. Okay. And bra omo free ho ba ye no. Suspicious because there are thousands of flights at back room ha etuko. Obi amisa ho asem. Ba mienu ide ambulance no be do 20th March. Obedu ya Otna ha for 5 days and was sent to call 25th March back to Gran Canaria. And about also 12 March. And so Sa Kavok and so to free Gran Canaria ho eba Ghana. Ebe 13 days. And also sent to call the same Gran Canaria. Hey, ya kwacho for so can say free Rwanda ni ayen tro. Na womu me no na to the same time no. Yeah,
wait a minute, fetch me. Da ben as one okay see date ben.
12th March and a Kavok air no be drew
12th March. Eh, Rev Shadio, Obog, me check out DBC. Was say police raid 2 cannabis clubs in southern Gran Canaria for illegal sale of drugs. Me date here 15th March 2025. Because my said that boy Gran Canaria no Google say me say it took Gran Canaria was say Spanish police dismantle mafia linked drug running network in the Canary Islands. Up to 16 years in prison and fines of 15 million for drug trafficking in Gran Canaria. Just obomudinu kwa dia police discover drugs hidden at Casbah Shopping Center in Playa del Gran Canaria 2024. This one mudinu kwa dia. I say Ronaldo also goes.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know God say bibi sa flights ne ba. Mind you say 25th March na wo nyina so tubo ko mu no. And na dum so kese bi nsi wo Kotoka International Airport da. That same day ne see. Enti mi ensa na coincidence. And e be sense amafo hu say enioma bi free mu ko enioma bi free mu ko hyemu ni ade. And e bi say minority caucus ye raise concern say mo na mo ye security agencies. Enya kwa achofosu na bi sa na sem. He doesn't know anything about security.
This is trouble so
security agencies na wo mo ye credible. Wo na eni wo mo e bi sa wo say bibi wo mo na munima mo fa metudwa. Say because amafo susu say intel no susu say eye cocaine anase sika na ewom enti no se eye no a mom yehu ebi omban na mo che wo mo a na yehu na mo ye nhwehwem se ba ye nso na ne mo ifri mu do mo ise mu anye bibia se obi ampo akomatu a na ma set records nso obi an akomanto no yem na bibia nim na as a security agency no mo mama esa authoritative information after say my investigation no na bibia so atwa ye bisa we ya hey akobre o mampeni Mahama kuru akobre kwa chofo sukuru ene bi say na sebe na monso nka cocaine ne yinsu de nka mo fa ho ba ye ko boso a ese bre mukuru security agencies na wo ho no mo ankasa kwan no mo fa small note bi meto abontem dwodwo amanfo akoma we nka na any Ghana airport, any NIB, small statement.
Omelette here.
Now come on, you should say Ghana Armed Forces.
Yes.
Pirates. In
Equatorial
this statement by.
Debbie.
Is he the spokesperson for security agencies?
Debbie.
Which agency is more sensitive than Ghana Armed Forces? But one more kasa and the issue almost statement say crime say na cost and we're expecting the same way say other security agencies. So the munim fa hono mo fa metuja mo say hey abrimukro mo ba betete mo ba intimidate they should come they should omonto pono ema cocaine for no mo protect you na omombra emeche ye ne aye kasaba unza asem we UN for asum
sir.
Oh yes.
Who publication will be
the moment kwacho for sube can say enye di hia omo aban no ene say omeye hwehwemu na they just want to make example of me na you say so nyoma we intelligence aye ne kra ye wo aye din ye hwemo enti say bibi say aba na mo be hwehwemu Grand Canary suspicious flight mo ye hwehwemu here. You are jumping the gun and irresponsibly, recklessly, arrogantly talking about going after somebody. We are watching. They've issued a statement.
But Rob, okasa first no. Na nipa bebre ntiase. Na ese I dey motivate you no more joy FM. Emma omukọ investigation afi omo as also to report omo so ma confirm me.
Yes.
They wo kan ye no. Wo kan na suspicion na doubt wo ba bia na.
God me breaking news now. The Obia NDC for Babontin time issue almost a friends attack dogs in the army.
Oh, yes.
So and you know cre o chantro so fu chantro plane bia me land plane bia you know cre or no or born propaganda. And I may release it plane no the flight number and the details in the BBR time or the bedroom time or the call every precise details and I join news for any other news agencies so a do mwasuko omo do mwasuko omo ko be manifest ni hu say bibia e di to pe and afi omo bo hu say hey afi de ni yentwa U10 and e buy ade na be yakwacho fusu say e ofri odi yare force funu free baby and e ko baby onya Ghana ha no ba o and na osoto fuel no osoto fuel no baby a Grand Canary wa obepa Morocco ho apa Libya ho apa Cameroon ho apa Burkina Niger obia ho aswaduru Ghana no wanya baabia anya fuel se Ghana no benya fuel ena obu fuel no wie ya obe abetu na Nigeria epaye ena time so paye ena ne ntaba no so nya problem ena ne engine leaky oil ena mo foforo free baby de be fix ye enti ne bisa se ena mo wie na omo fix wie no omo tu akoma anko ba bia na omo ko se funu no omo de ko se organ no omo de ko se yare fo no omo de ni ko ma fa na anko no omo da omo san ko back to Grand Canaria na nya bia efunu na da ambulance ni mo na organ dem anase yare fo dem no omo twamfo ni bi di ababonte ana na he no omo de ni ko ye hospital be
na be busa no
na omo kokora no within that period sa na se mu go be ka kire sa air cargo pictures no try video no fake videos. Sa gallons be fin be now say no na combustible oil and war plane no air cargo yen fa combustible oil and fly fake be no makotwa enti be say umunya video no da ben because flight na tuko enti one more fake be no makwa piecing it together and so we are daring them to tell us sa announce some no more can say and buy na be say and no ko fa party free baby enti no munyina be say eno mu nyina ho to wom the same day dum so baaye eno mu nyina tuko now his force would say efri Angola efri Grand Canaria ne basankoye and the force would be say womo efri Angola ne baaye because Angola need the capacity to give permit RA3 permit to enter Europe no and no crap because in November 2024 and friends airport Angola no Luanda no any certification to give such permits way back 2024 September and this kwacho for sube catcher say plane A12 free Angola granted say home put it to free na say Ghana no ba beji permit and so kwa tronko they should tell us the truth and stop covering up for their cocaine matters
but Rev then e be ma suspicion e be ba say ade we ba yi na ba ko be say 5 days or say no possible say ebia eye nuboni asem anase eye money laundering e dey the bema sa yinaba
okay we are the NDC for kwachu say and I will resign if in team for just able to bring proof say na cocaine go na ka say nkwala asem na wo kan because intel now national security for nya ye e dey call supplement e dey call basket gold ni ko friend sika no obi ko ekobu container nani etwa picture e go ni bi as evidence and the brew say sa gold way bebre as a container small supplement ko
dabi
cocaine na mo this ni cocaine na mo ko bass ye no obi ko container nim and this for the containers there obi ko container nim e ko twa picture of the cocaine e san take samples at the brew say monye ko test say cocaine na we ni concrete proof entino money answer wo mko ya na what kind of childish response is that entino the cancer history is repeating itself make can the sisuna masre kwa akono obekaya you can google it January 2013
yeah
Ghana web any modern Ghana the sasa but they were not the ones who broke the news. The news was broken by an Iranian news agency and were breaking news in the mass CNN and Al Jazeera 2013 January, the same beginning of President Mohammed's first term to say near our second term beginning same period and now Turkish authorities intercepted the mami send link in the crime and also maybe when
me who are you be say
Turkish airline Turkish authorities intercepted $80 million worth of goods shipment of good a good Turkish airline beam and sa flight with African neighbor. Now documents are who were him. Omo contacted Ghana authorities. They zipped up. It was a big scandal. So now they zipped up and never talked. Woman seizes 80 million. Gold.
Wow.
So 80 million. What the back name was over $1 billion. Was 2013. Me send them out direct to cry.
Mr. Pacho, be there. You be a man. We ye source no. I'm told that this one is coming from Joy News or say claims on Gran Canaria suspicious flight must be properly investigated. United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. And now the abano intipacho pacho in no or say claims on Gran Canaria suspicious flight must be properly investigated. United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. And now omode no abano enti mahumba konso asen yes what said back was $80 million worth of gold flown out $80 million worth of gold flown out. Officials tight-lipped we delegate and this house story so e buy that can be minya date na but I check me wa on January 19th main news. Okay, so on January 2nd 2013 Turkish authorities seized the stash of gold in a Turkish airline cargo plane bound for Dubai en route to Istanbul's Atatürk airport in Turkey. The Turkish authorities claimed the gold lacked the necessary papers needed before it could be transported. It was, however, realized that the information given to the authorities was not entirely true because nobody knew where the cargo originated from or where its destination was, even though the gold on board the plane was undeniably gold carrying Ghanaian seal. And today, 2013, when John Mahama was the president, it's very bad. They said that
the same trend. Until Ghana, we should brace up. Say, I'm sorry, Waka, Neankasa, and somewhere Baba Kosu Krumuhano. A bedroom pempensubino. We a Ghana ni Nasa who took one abruchira. One year they may even strip you naked.
So, what is the way forward
because
now?
Okay, 2009 to 2017, United Nations classified Ghana as a transit point for
drug trafficking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to get back to that? Yababe cleaning up every year. You want us to go back to that era? And sorry, Waka. And when we are asking questions, they should provide answers. They should not go after innocent journalists, innocent politicians who are asking questions, legitimate questions. Are that Ghana for Akumaso? We demand answers and accountabilities, not persecutions and unlawful, commando kind of, arrests.
All right. I was for Reverend Johnny T. Fojo and we pass it through no DM come on. Abaso, that's it. Yamisha, I go more home by maybe I could be na MP4 so Mompai in Nechi. Member of Parliament for Ascent South and Yababedi and Komono. You better quine na yasa back to the studio near Babedi and Komon. But your consultant to moral and ethics committee of Bɛkyerɛ wono ene Audu Mahama entipacho Audu yankwa
now briefly on this matter matter mamenchia jefone tifu maba ha che kakra na
kase oba ha che kakra
me ba
oba ha che
The first one he said what baha.
Maba ha che
oba ha che okay, nyehwe.
Okay. Okay, I've been here for long.
Yes.
It's been a while that I've not been here.
Yes.
Say, it's been a while that I've not been here. Say, the Omo Muchibo for Unim say aircraft, the Mama Kakra. Unim say 2 aircrafts in Rwanda, any Angola.
What a coincidence.
The originated for Rwanda and Angola. And secondly, many na players many na Belandi or Ghana. And you know what? The first plane say Antonov 12 VK. It said coming from Rwanda and Angola was also fault was carrying. It says oil drilling my equipment. I see it was carrying oil drilling equipment from where?
Oil drilling equipment.
Sana we can kwachi. And lubricants from European Union.
Lubricants. Which type of lubricants?
Lubricant. Oil. Sound okay.
What a guy.
That was a statement. Kwachi Felix.
No.
The video nana.
But Google there.
But lubricant. Which kind of lubricant?
What's the lubricant?
Okay.
Maybe.
Lubricant. The
aviation lubricant.
Maybe aviation lubricant. They said it was called drilling machine, oil drilling machine, and lubricants from Europe for European market. From European market. So
yes.
And the free European market. At the end of free European market, and him and Eddie call. You call for Rwanda. You call for Angola, and I bet land or Ghana. And I only I want to say develop engine blade fault and suffered severe oil leakage. That's plane number 1. Plane number 2 so met Ahmed.
Yes.
Also originated from where? Rwanda and Angola. And also also suffered a tie burst.
Hey.
And issues with its landing gear.
Hey.
Coincidentally, 2 planes came from 1 to 2 countries. Africa and landing or Kotoka problems by Kotoka. And now they have to take some time for them to fix those problems before the planes left Ghana. And now honorable Hinty and then Obika be somebody just hinted me say Mokai say light of vehicle
airport. I know what kind of
and honorable kind. I say Sadana na place in the 2 year. Light no they say suspicion na woman is say actually say deliberately na put you light no off in a place in the 2 year. That's what people are suspecting now. In Ghana, maybe any.
But don't also forget, say, 3 weeks before that time, no.
Yes.
Na NDC for Atwashe airport,
yes.
Akopamo security company, omone Ghana airport contract. Apamo munina every home.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't forget to. And some is equal.
Omar Pamano.
Aye. Yes.
Following this matter.
Yes.
Omar Pamano. Even though me who say. Coincidentally, no. FBI is anko permanent term. Say who feel is only in Juma. Now at some way see ya around where ya na permanent. There will be some suspicion.
Some the wouldn't Professor Tuku come boy.
Oh pa.
Also what I mean me national service. And now many Juma Accra was a Gordon. There is no mere coincidence in this world.
That's right.
And now what can there be one day be na me ye bibia say me define all this kakra bi ya dey bi na idi kwoti I think say anti bi ba kra e do so person okochia na me ne call ti di nkoma na say wo ban ni su ban no so ye okeka no wo kan ne di se bi na dade and wo so lo enkran but powerhouse yes wo kan se bia no say suban we dey wo hwe the history of Ashanti sir abanti ni suban ye god be say wo ye bantmani. And interestingly, me Bantman is also because me a dear de me to know why Bemuhini El Bantman. But already a matter of course, say 9:30 Albin GM will tear worship program the course Edia will be 1 hour extra in the Darcy. So, Mamma call me a Ibo.
So a cocaine pass na kind will be sending me a B. say 28th March e wo Cape Coast cocaine worth $350 million
yes
about we see
and
okay 5th March Takrady Takrady is 150 million worth of cocaine
yes
and 20th March Accra $2.1 million worth of cocaine. What are they now? That is 502.1 million
worth of cocaine.
Within 1 month.
But I was here and I was cocaine as well.
You see, what Ghanaian should be asking is cocaine is season now on my own.
I was here. We want to know.
And we also want to know the people who brought the cocaine
into
the country.
And the prosecution so because also I was here. Mama Kwebo. Okay, Allah, you say many opinion your mama ya. Okay, say Nayele bia. Nayela metefe bia echi no wo. 2015 2016 echi wo UK. E jail no ho. On say the accomplices were going under trial in Ghana here. Mama Kasa
say you discontinue with the trial.
I know. Ghana. Ye chi omo Ghana no. Ye domo ko Ghana airport.
That lady no ye say na ye penyi bi
adamfo. Na penyi bi adamfo.
Okay.
Me ko me kai tie bacho. Me ko hobi, me ko Ghana airport hobi. Ye ebra ye chomo don buy no. Ye ka say ye mo kwa simulation security for say.
Yes.
Omo no mo ko say ka say omo ko fa VIP and the coy. Eti ibusa mo so mo emfa nyina ye nko. No mo kan enkyere security for ne say be mo faaye ewura airport inside ho me ko bi ba kwa me di nachi omo de fa benkum bi say edan ke to bi say mu wura ho ma one of the ladies can say the lady can say nya ha ne faaye o she said it under tone say nya ha no mo faaye it mean say na state na director mo say mo kwa mo for mo fa sa ha na mo faaye because they didn't want to implicate the republic.
Yes.
We bo amwa yanko
Bravo, Maminchia. Maminchia, Penform no more studio.
Penforge so.
Na yenda honorable as say obe pass it through.
Yeah.
I think my first submission will be on the issue now is an OSP.
Yeah.
And OSP how do I carry?
Da be obeba. Da be ewie.
In fact, why in particular about me talking about OSP?
Osha
Yeah, I say what too many years.
To bo omo ebu amu akwan mesre mo. Mo ma brand ya kwan won kasa.
Osha OSP issues now. I think say Peter addressing most of the things and Kambeka. Now, Mesha say free. The time I met say OSP no Afro Gordon Asare-Bediako no Tomeso kakra because say we share some people around the special prosecutor as a person. Na umbet na was say yentu and some free journalist just because we are channel seriously it didn't make sense to me. Ebine Sami Dakun ya Peter Eboni din. I mean, looking at Sami Dakun, the media advocate, so now I'm not a journalist. Now, war officer, in fact, you ever say it's our office, you know, you're afraid journalist because I can't say. Then Osho Ura Kiseja being as a lawyer, our special prosecutor.
It's a movement.
Osho the cases are why to defend people. They have alleged to have defamed people. In fact, as Samuel, a lot of the cases a lawyer Kiseja paying, Samuel was on defamation or say girl being more example. You see, so such a person about a special prosecutor. Now say journalist, I can't simple for one. Meanwhile, you know the remedies of defamation. Will be slander, will be libel. You know what to do. He said that God can the National Media Commission is there, or you can even go to courts and all these things. But clearly, it looks as if say. Kiseja been looking at the records in the data and show per over the wire. It looks as if he doesn't have a much on his table to do. Because yes, if we were normal looking at cases also, yet CICCA, there is an issue of missing containers. Minister of Energy say containers are here. Procurement issues. God like kind of mandates. No procurement issues can. It's here Kiseja betting but journalists are watching na dream. What can be found when the crane? So what time now the enemy be why would you go after him? No, I can say my bad because who can say. So please, we have a lot to do with as a country, and the special prosecutor, no, looking at the mandates, the only remedy be as of every journalist. Some brand church and same one I say, we a lawyer, obeying our court, but is he? Who share the office of a special prosecutor now? Let me tell you, one of the offices President Akufo-Addo did buy. I think say aha MPP. In fact, a cause political damage to the MPP. As our office was needless in the first place. No, the office of special prosecutor. Unfortunately, the people are office nearby and album with him or my heading in answer. Have a cause problem. Has caused more harm to the party and MPP as a party. No, yeah, problems be brave. But you see, the same people now I know say be out of goodwill. Omo buama kiseja ben any matinami do. Omo babe heading search offices no. I am just imagining how they are going to feel now. Sisi anu onu kiseja ben de you don't need to do much to please the current government because office no has a security of tenure. And to do your work as a professional lawyer with your experience because all the things that he's doing so comfortable your mwa. Unkomfortable say he say ya be yes eh nwa o hwe act na on a lighter note and no big catch and say o hwe act na they set up the office of special prosecutor na 2017 act 959 boy
okay
na 959 no see NL phone numbers
959
and na omo to loto
959
yes
na the NL phone number
short code the tell loto
hey sir Hey! No,
madam full catch me no. Say yellow to office because NL for short code here 959 answer the asset up the office of
959
start 959 hash now we try loto no.
Hey! Say me friend. Na me kwa bi humu ahe fa na me ba hey.
No, I am na make o.
We try loto.
Check it. Okay, me kwa minimum loto chwa ba kan my share.
Okay. Welcome to NLA 590. Select the game. Saturday. Mama too show be na me fa movement.
So in principle no, I am tempted to believe what the guy is saying. Say office na yakoya good day loto office too much. Because it was meant for good, but send it doesn't really gel. Then yeah, na can say looking at sometimes obi almost say to come donors obi ma won so ma onoma nipa na boa. So if not for anything, he said Jaben should remember the relationship on Nkrofo here there. Because he has a relationship with Gordon, like he's saying, I know. Any other people now stepping on their toes. No?
Oh, that where they factor me. For me saying, when it comes to being professional job, I don't take into consideration many personal relationship. Me ko hono enya me let me say it minimum kise jabe pa wonu su ni me pa sebe yem komani agora ni nyine do laboni se wonim no Peter se wusu wonim no ye nyine nim no meta boni pa more than 100 din a ye nyine nim no su nim mo ntia no po de for me it doesn't really matter se maye bone na wo na ye OSP na se wonim dili se ne kwan pa so de I don't have a problem
but they anya kwan pa
by the anya kwan pa so de but I'm thinking said they may have to ask him say ampa o musa no biemo say it OSP ampa twindwene tribu biemo say wa musa sa asem ne dade a fine then life goes on
they may come biemo say and yes say officer like you are saying wo hwe office ne structure budget aye de ko ho any logistics aye provided under Kisejabin
yes.
Any sort of cases also weighing any a fraction and a percentage of cases we are prosecuting he is not working he's not working into no on my office no on my it shouldn't be an officer I say I am using it to settle personal scores on my confide say I saw no was no go after you
but me the meaning only
because yes so say cases be odi no
yeah okay
I saw the settle scores be
okay okay I see
can for time other big cases are way because
God also onu asema nka you invite us can say be
I don't know make say one me person okay so one more personal issue I don't know but I don't have any personal bia with him say
I think now yeah we institutions be branch office in all any sanke ba financial intelligence or yoko or CID or you know say we also not justifying it any but all that we can say is that the office should work within the law and they should work within their remits. Criminal cases then they should go after it and prosecute. Okay. Now munja is civil media cases and also your remedies are here. On the cocaine issue, I think say Miss Senior would do any honorable Marcus Asare-Bediako. last Hanambe can say aban bi ba yenim send a cocaine some near the echo. Okay, the last me ball ura Benindego din wa ha.
Yeah.
Now your director of operations at NACOP.
Yeah.
10 times a cocaine issues be by Benindego. Now be catch us and say on why no technical director or Yoko or advice. Oh, you don't know.
Benindego
is at Yoko.
Ampa.
He's back.
Never say Gordon. Why would I come a public way? So Sebi Madam Fiance
Peter
Raymond no Raymond so that is a Benindego is a technical advisor to the executive director of Yoko.
Oh, okay.
I am telling you obi an case crash cocaine case went to me because for time the man Kofi Professor Amos by na friend no asem na resolve it on hanging one no free system no.
Only say sa case we okay.
The every Benjamin case.
Last
me can wa me can wa na me catch God and say Uncle Bisa a choir.
Ben also walk
Yeah, a choir. Doctor, you catch a God is Uncle Bisa choir, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, as a private lawyer in 2009-2010. Uncle file appeal under Betimodi Dusu as Attorney General. Yet me release Kwabla Manita go and allergy sir. Omo jeli omo under 4 time. But within some 3 months Professor Amos by no near release omo. And there's some strange appeal. And appeal didn't succeed because Nkofu bi anka some bear witness no. Attorney General na dey. I'm from Ebini Kofi Boachi.
Program you didn't say. If any
Ebini Kofi Boachi.
Now my pull out story BCC here on Benindego. Where a story published by the New Crusading Guide. Dated 20th December 2010, 15 years ago. Headline in the Benindego must pay us his ugly noises. Mr. Benindego, the former head of operations of the Narcotics Control Board, who told Joy FM's news file host Kwekusechi Ado last Saturday that the Mills-led administration has recalled him from a protracted leave, was one of the 2 most senior officials of NACOP. The George Nawul committee recommended to be reprimanded for the election of duty. Mr. Ndego, in the wake of the recent WikiLeaks cables disclosures, has been on some of the radio networks touting the so-called professional track record and self-acclaimed honesty while casting innuendos and aspersions on others such as former Interim Minister Kandapa, Damboche, and the Mark Ewuntoma. He was even on the radio network last week challenging certain statements. Last night, I thought it was, however, a scrutiny of the findings contained the George Nawul committee findings shows that Mr. Ndego's holier than thou posture and self-acclaimed credentials are not supported by anything of evidential value. Indeed, the record showed that serious questions of integrity and professionalism had been raised against him in the course of his career as a NACOP official, and the New Crusading Guide intends throwing insight on those issues and events for the perusal of our readers. And what was okay say for the status. We recall aspects of the George Nawul committee final report that dealt with the conduct of NACOP, especially Mr. Ndego, in the wake of the MV Benjamin Cocaine saga. And the thought was and he said he's not back at
Mr. The idea on one Kasanya one was a Tama Kufaba investigation was discontinued.
Okay.
And he also did not good and he did not take any steps on also based on rating not for hiding into the system. And then some funny reasons and strange reasons, Mahama comes, then he's appointed technical advisor to the executive director. So, sa cocaine is a miracle. A bekosu bebre. Menka somo no moye. But oshe chronology of events. I also baby are playing if you buy they are playing able to Yama lights off under some strange reasons. Then the government communicator emphasize kwache ofosu ebeba be can send be then within the same week na yesi Asake Ghana Civil Aviation Authority boss I don't know if resist suspicion and I don't know be say sa attack kwadi cocaine no mochi no ekosi say container na almost am for sapi man no ekosi say and Cape Coast dey but if as a government within 3 months cocaine actually was system is $500 billion then
hey I know
you should be worried.
But
again, Mama can't say me. Okay. Said the managers of the narcotic system now, no more between 2009 and 2017. I'm a UN car say Ghana is almost become like hub of cocaine.
No, omudi chem.
Good transit. No. Yeah, she need a bit more system still. And it didn't happen under Kufuor. Say simple the volume no. But that is government no. Young Kai say you are Chris Sapon. Honestly, you see, I'm advisor to the Interior Minister. So remember Chris Sapon.
Hey, I don't. They're all back.
They're back.
Oh, everybody's back.
That is why. Oh, okay. In fact, Muntaka first committee of formation review recruitment into security agency. Over Chris Sapon eche. Over in Ednako Ministry as an advisor, and also time in as I know main concern. TSA president no sorry no 200 more.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
All right. Enti yanu ye ebo ye asemu.
Mimi azu sawada. Nti on sorry me pa na cho.
Ebia si aba na wonyawe ye na ebo amwa eka. Etabusafo aha eye Wontumi Radio 95.9. You also live on Movement Television so na social media platforms ni nyina no so no. Ya sokọ menya ne ntie se Facebook ni YouTube de mo aye de papa yes a trafficking nyina no adirect e de abasid mo you most listen to and most watch political talk program live on social media and also on traditional media Saturday morning dey I say ma na obenya no na obi busase na koka no edebe loka se kuma se koka wo ba we ye kwaku osen crunchy asiedu koka aha koka diwo hini
se
ule diwo hini
ebo busa me say ade na me she baomia shirt
so ba me she it was it is possible say dey atwam t-shirt
now
na try na ye ye
me pacho celebrate
ye be wie cocaine sense me na you know unso oka bibi say
na do jaho wo man interest in pass
class prefect
ba say no be gina ho it can man interest
me class prefect
that
be related issue
metro
okay
metro names of talkatives
Peter what say
metro din
Peter what say nyeden
kwaku
is how say nyeden
Bendego no indeed and he's been appointed as
you are confirming
yes technical assistant to the executive director of Yoko.
Okay, Benindego Benjamin Indego
ukohwe wabra wadamfo OSP eshia Yoko say ombeye collaboration in seminar Ghana web name modern Ghana name my John online na the concluding part say Mr. Jabin was accompanied by OSP Director of Investigations, your friend. Emmanuel Basintale.
Mr. Basintale, good morning. Everyone say share, but I said the name come on. But one head of investigations. I think me questions one investigating me. I be binti na me say that emfa officers no home to into job because my said that. But at least we need to better make.
Ono na oni kisiko Yoko.
Okay.
And the Yoko
I feel my own personal interest.
Personal interest and your official interest.
Yoko so omu team no the acting executive director. And yenya adamfo we monacha.
Okay.
And omune what deputies Yoko. And the assistant technical assistant Mr. to the executive secretary Ben Ndego.
So who is the assistant to the technical assistant Ben Ndego? Who is his assistant?
I name Mr.
Okay. Mati, it was confirmed.
Maybe I'm sorry no be an assistant, but he's an advisor.
All right, it does. Koka. If I chawa.
Agenda.
Basha ma bilimra. Ya ma bilimra. Yes.
Baby a ye dru no. Okaya Ken Echo Edum
Kenofrata.
No, Ken Japan.
Arabo Ken Japan. Okay.
Okwa Edum no. Na flag kesiye. Ayatro Ken den 2028. Besi ne mi party mpanimfo entwe obi ansan ye. Adwo asafo ye se oka ono ne haw. Oye normal no. Ye ka che ne se onye din. Nti akwaya te se
Ubanda say it would be two separate things. So Arabo Ken Japan. Ako baby na ne nkofo and wako baby na ne supporters ekuta flag aye bana kakraka second 2028 me ba to wasity ye instituted ni yi
yes
ono was it can 2028 enti the supporters idinachi and omako and na adwasa for so ebekasai almost what can say say a tier party you know or man can say was it Dr. Bawumia 2020 their friend it's two different things
a dear party ni kan
no we share with t-shirt wash your t-shirt account
to come with here I come with here straight why are you in this t-shirt and one no
Bawumia 2020
exactly you see time we ni ho
debi on say no ade woni trim
they want to we away
and that's what I can't hear me say as a me say agenda ben
no that to your agenda is to push Dr. Bawumia to be the flag bearer of the agenda negative the agenda is and the agenda is to push Dr. Bawumia to be the flag of the party and then the eventual winner of 2028 elections
yes
Sabas no win team Sabas win team me Sabas all right Etipa cho yanko Africa wasem yanko OSP kakra we are no ba Ghana tenite ko ken ha
yes se enra wa mama anyira se me twam ana ba bi ye ko ma anyira me hu building na me hu se OSP building ni because na me nimda say OSP building na me pese me busa wo sa da no ni purpose pa ne se ni esi ama OSP 10 floor for obia yamani sika etimi pa cho me first question here omo auditors they will be audited state sika yeah so we need to know the audit sika na here if your prosecution when you 174 na we a parent cry lotto parent cry ka you need that
no unless what my use a freedom of information act I requested
into the yo mati ba mi busa omo ho no how were they recruited we need to know how boss yes then who say then
say on say under the OSP act no OSP no ankasa betimi recruit on recruit to nobody recruits for him
and he's made it public
so that one the
204
staff
204
until
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 floors no all these people occupy there so far as a taxpayer Ghana sika e dia mo mfa so be na aba
ba me ba o me here clarity Peter the same office na Martinamu do start free and what
on na e man of yes so ka say chief of staff suma say emfa kim
me pacho me sro Coca.
I need to ask
there be the questions there but when we bring Ejuma OSP
you were there
me you also me right that to bo me sro
you are mine right
there be date beba say ye pese ye hwe the performance and I may say ye be hwe say OSP Ejuma wo ye in its totality ye pese ye be hwe ne ye hwe there be no ti ba ha ne question na to kwa enkoma ye die no topic ne say there be no there be wunya answer no wa ha and then one day be busa say ebi kompa OSP Ejuma wo ye eni yo kwa wa hwe eni na be Ejuma wo ye eni do atade ju no
so there is no even description it say the ye ni
that be end be brain we nya ne sa una ko Jubilee house who description be
that be ko eboho na ko police eboho ko security service bia omo bia
na hoja ba stop ko ho dey se we adegota wo ko ho mo enti wo de
na nya wo kan ko
aha nte wo ko ya cheme bi ana potential ex convict na ti awudi machina de me ko ye and you knew say che ya cheme di and ye ko just whether it is then there their own operation and into the
I don't know
press conference
class minus oh ye ni we na yen fa we shame because we nya available you hey but we are so near down for oh Bɛkyerɛ o say ukura phone now phone contact na wo so no so wunya asem na untumi nkrofo 5 a obefro no nya available so phone no to kan
Asemabo.
No, so phone.
Ya Kasemo.
No, so
but
phone.
as one can boy kuti o hwani.
Mr.
Can share has.
That's all friend for 4-5. Na Ghana some to no went to me and you be phone talking.
Anyway, it's koka yanko cocaine so.
Cocaine semi.
Yeah.
As a continuous of the 4 years that was never ended. Inti ase obia obuae ma Ghana be cocaine hub no. Asa ba be ji ni dibre. Inti baby a cocaine share wo Ghana bia na baby e ko share ya yentumi anya 8 years na ntoa so. Ni nyina aba. Na Felix Osi MPP was arrogant. MPP was say. Na asofo na say omo pay rules no. OSPs no say omo aye omo de. Media houses na ye bo omo ye support omo funding ne sa no ma no. Omo say omo nye no. Ye feel say ye can drugs unim red ene sa no ma ne pe ne ye ka. Ye can who impacts of junkies in a society that ye who impacts that will affect a human workforce. A bedru baby no, you need human to work, but because of drugs, the impact on society no unye nipa ebeye juma. Na yeti ho president na me before said they all say o second coming wasisa ba senya koke ni ba wa any play to dum so no. You can never change. You can never change because the people you appoint and the chair say you have changed or not. And Minister for Communication for government or say the utro social media no na ye boapayo utro say udi ye kana say utro say ope obi aye ne victim then nya wape say obe eno no fosu kwachi no kasa na no kasa no owo one man permission so on kasa hey president that you want to be tagged as a drug lord, that you want the country to be known as a drug hub. Me feel say can crofo ya bo mu di omo opposition answer na ka bo mu position now dogana you tell them that they should go to the court and go and clear themselves and come.
Yeah, I also agree with you.
Go and clear yourself if you really want the position. Go and clear yourself and come.
It's hanging.
Yeah.
Now, current governor cry clear now they fast track. You clear now near the mamo. Look at the number of people who cases spend there. Ya clear almost say they are in government.
So shocking, eh?
Yes, setting precedents, biom. And you see, and you see, you do buy a crown. You do Asha system on you who yeah more positions to tell you how important they are to the administration. To mention somebody as a technical director, a technical advisor. Ofo say penyini be bibia that advisor will not have an input. In fact, on no one able to me propose ya say yam kosa direction we.
That's why advisor. What a technical advisor. And it can be a technical advisor to somebody. It is who need that technical expertise.
Yes. Yes.
And some home. But apart from Benjamin case, your man of 5 kilos of cocaine under his care, and also and so 5 kilos of cocaine under his watch, so
you're Ben Gusa,
as director of operations then for NACO.
Just on the and yet high rank position on pay. On the
but I want a personal position. Maybe that's one of personal.
No, so near the amount cocaine amount say so ka crebi into a Diana say fahin. And I also play any people fine the auntie. E be a play ni start here juma na nye no, but fe ni eni abaso. What you see?
Yeah.
So I must say, Papa ne man no call no. I'm gonna leak information. The anti-government. yɛnhwɛ bibi you basenya Ghana for as a moye dear drugs na ebeba no ebeka wo ebeka me sa junkie no ohia wo kwana yenye na street light ni nye adwuma wo so no no hia na bohu the implication nti godam
abusafo enti koka na Martin ka se wakasa no na wo kan se bi koka kan se bi se on the lighter note, but it is a very serious issue. Say, if we are say abanyasem, what holma bompai say unya abanyasem na nipa kona wa ya ban nipa no person wa abuse no officer. In fact, what problem? I'm not saying this OSP abuse ni issue. Even though I think say it is a wrong platform na we use no, but the koka kan no. Ukunya abanyasem na wo free nipa mbaako mienu we mfa prosecutor no woni kwan woni abotre ma because say me producer enya nkwa no nya ngbo nti okwa adwuma etoba mu akotense ne kotan na twen wo phone so agya free wo sem wo ye den enura me koye me se bitima kan wa enura me koye na mate me da se pa wo se baka se wo na wo ye consultant on ethics and moral and I've taken a cue from you senior na me kwai omuso minim se me kwa me kwa report na omuka so that
was the agreement
that was the agreement but almost say that was a miscommunication misunderstanding enti me kwa ye no me sebo me kwa no omuso ukada no na wo senka omo ene ye omo beba me bill no eko na omo ka se ka de chi enu ana eka ye beba eno mu nyina nkofi but me se ma ante de sa me nim se sa no mo kan na chese wo se omo ema me bill no nipa mienu no ye frɛ wo mo na eno mu nyina akomu fi ye frɛ ba ko an wo fai ado so waben wo cantonment akon ye frɛ no me kwa me frɛ 27 times ai me kwa be 27 times na wonim madafu bi wo fra ba ko no amfa ma fra wo sa na wo mfa na me na wo kase wo fra ba ko pe was ko ba bi foforo yi se je honkwa na mo ye no was na ye friend say ma fra wo sa na me ba ko pe na fra me was na say be phone no ebomu pu ba ko bi aso bomu 9 times etiene I to fra me 9 times it is a Peter jam friend 27 ni me multiply 9 dia ese bubuja ya me anya Peter 27 times yes and man be brave friend eventually yeah me pacho everybody know did I mention the name did I mention the name yes oh where me pass 157 it was still advertent where the battery sign battery sign it was still advertent miserable ene manya no ene ye kwoti de se ko ba for so ena menua awudu no so ene ne nam no na de ko ye no so ene ono so sade ye kwoti se amenu me nyina ehye awudu mahama ene wo ba for so nsem but aka bibia awudu ho ehye hwe ye no ene mu se there's no mere coincidence in this world na ye fe na ye nya no nyame na ye because se ka branch we pa na ka ma me ba me tia no ma because God o kasa so jina ho tira se bukoto joy because mama obe wanya e be kwa me draw me bill oh say but me 1 minute me wia mama 1 minute ma me fast da kese e ma MPP fo nyina da no ankasa Dr. Bawumia himself e frame me prensa me say the course 3 times that was my first time and sana later me na kasa e chiri lawyer for be ba hall ma say won ka cho so say na me mishem na me bie na me be dem na me mishem but that no muso kwa enti ya no ewie ye no na lawyer for be ba ya omo ka say ofi omo Dr. Bawumia ka say omo mra mo hwe asem no emeka na ya no achirin MPP national chairman Ura 17 still maintain nyane nkasa but we're making at least 5 different attempts so na me bekasa ama test message ni WhatsApp message abasa no person na make about o make attend biase bi anam wo e ba na se bi anam ye interview into was been team so me da was oh no say me can't I got back to him say na tie enra so enra ye ko me ni mu nyina nam mu te say former second lady and then incoming first lady Haji Asamra Bamia papa bi ono so frame MP from penifo bebre na afre centralfo empenifo ora abedwonfo one put the dano ukua dano mesro me minka masemu ma minka masemu nwi asamba nie microphone se can mini control so pa dia e ka ebe asemu let's refer to him that be mesro no he appropriate time no obey no complaint me pacho ma minka die wa man wa ka che me say yes me show briefing of what happened and asemu mo dia to me so and based on that no way statement. Oh, there be some member. There be one person better no here say. Osman the secretary or the organizer. Oh, me pacho, ma make myself bisremo. 80 edano menene kasai. Mesamo. Edano ora abedwonfo. Na o program serious high powered program. Menene kasai. Our phone so. Os go me so munya in term na memory aba wo lawyer say this am so nyame adu ni say am me bill no ono so e buy MPP fo mpanifo nyina ensentrofo ma me mo ba kudin ayi commander Boham ofra bobi as a friend kwabra friend no say go na wo dem na say I was we dey so ono yes convict in quotes of friend me and I wouldn't Ada can crash so friend me. Can crash say a lawyer. Can crash friend me. I'm senior. Nyamadu say mabeka mu hu o. And also beka hu he fan ex convict team of journalists ex convict no. Maba beka hu and of course Abdul Malik Kuba ko dey say minti yi. Na chema wuntumi for the past 3 days because our family more than times our friend and wife. Every adult I would be Chaba want to be friend me. What do you feel? Why you say now? Call must say lawyer we the buy we say this. Ubia MPP social media for I don't know how they got rid of it. Me go inside me one say one free go dance Asare-Bediako say tago me that me hwehwe mu no me hwehwe mu dem say crop bia komna sante sasha se pa anti crop bia ene crop bia the birthday that be ene ye kojo opon kroma e birthday ene kojo opon ko sa hwan no okay we dey me behwe all right enti we in fact asem si no wanyu obi am na amwa wani edin se den mujida Jennifer Queen Elena Madeku Mimimo Mamefia Koto Olive Nana Oye Okan Nana Oye minimum bi a want me anka se eti me damu nyina se eti me pacho yanko mesramo ye Peter yanko next topic no you want to go okay fine
just short briefly
okay
Obiani me stands on OSP this OSP office no me say enkai be ya yes scrap it me ni asedun ketia ya dwin in fact it reinforced this thing was reinforced me call hono and I mean who say Charlie yes eska e was our office mo and if it is possible that you redirect this canal. In fact, workers not employer no, they may be needed in Myanmar Kofi, sir. They may be needed. Yes, exactly. You redirect to and call other state institutions financially. Shraj is struggling financially. Shraj does a lot of things. Yoko woho and other institutions woho and in fact, a big crab to Marco NIB. A big back yen chichomo. No more investigation my in for some ray. Me dear Hamis say, and then they say, me bompa say, me godon on me than fugitive. And Hammy because many. Yes,
fugitive as marking. Yes, I didn't say moon about many Casayo. Yes,
I don't make a sign.
Anopano so ono anim ne bon ndi no ofi wora de chi o ba yara na odno ho be kire me say anawo frɛ me no ho be kire me nti no anopano no say minua me ko enti me no me no Bɛkyerɛ but there was no arrangement say within 1 hour 30 minutes me call very important meeting
okay na adwuma ni gina na why
important meeting I will call it.
Yes.
Oh no, don't no comment. The American say, let me just conclude by saying, many will be for Asare.
Yes.
You bomb pie the baby, I do know. Me Asare-Bediako, Gordon Asare-Bediako, come back because we need bail bond no 5 million Ghana cedis. Me I meet to many will be for Asare. Yeah, nibi.
Oh, Mobi, na muni bianca umamu beli mo.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Mobi, please, I don't go there.
Oh, you see, yeah, will be. But yeah, to me, my 5 million.
You don't want to waste it on your junior brother.
My junior brother.
No, if you spend on your junior brother,
my junior brother not to run away, not to attempt to run away because.
Emphasize your question. What's a bit to Alice Moon and say? Said now. Now, oh yeah, sure, so much you have been. But it's just a goodwill. Until I hope he say many will be for Asare. Your goodwill, baby. Ama we or two can cry and Yanko Pond in Baba.
And Yami admin me too. Yami by Jordan
office there. Look. One of our cases are also
174
and almost
prosecution
prosecution 5. That is 2.87%.
Okay,
that's 2.87%. Oh my, but that is how much. Ojo mo budget here allocated more. Huge. Because I'll be visiting there probably regularly. No? Sometimes you need to be measured in what you say. But what I say, everybody knows my opinion. Say. South office no yes set up no I think it has not brought dividend to be because I don't know how much they be able to investment where if I runs into billions of Ghana cedis now since it was set
there be part of prosecution kwase me mo ba ko kan ho
okay
we had number of complaints 174
okay
prosecutions 4 recovered 3 million 3 million.
So 3 billion.
Make 3 billion. Send them. It's now million. Let's say Shamame do.
3 million.
My magic say 3 billion.
3 million.
Number of scale recover 3 million.
Land Cruisers 10. Bear saying. Even Land Cruisers.
But you know so they put there.
I agree with you. Investment there sometimes is good. In fact. Nepa now I employ more crown sometimes we build their capacity.
And your factory no more yet there's a produce
exactly.
And then maybe
what I saw that no I call her Wednesday no by 5 o'clock. No man who say as if there was mad rush say out of the office.
But they are civil servants. But 85 about 5 about.
But that is I know maybe there will be some skeletal stuff from Bewo.
Of course.
But also her night you know they are so canny.
Hey, can the whole man from my wife power
24/7. I think it's also a problem because it's a security zone.
But what parliament is out to now show what dining and our moves now share parliament
10-story building.
No, fine. Peter, young boy, as a lad, me a lad may show bo. Say Minyane. Ghana Yamide.
Yes,
Mabusha for my Ghana.
That's right.
To be too kind of messing up. Me come in Pabu Chitina. And a brand your Mokasi will Johnny.
Okra, you don't even need to run away because Okra, you are not even only court. Now court, I say we.
Court, mini court. Anyway, what the Yamsha DBC. Peter,
I'm beside you.
Then a private conversation.
No, public.
No, a private conversation you have with somebody.
Okay. Mr. Dabena.
What's that? Peter, yeah, go.
So who has been there?
Okay, but that's
maybe time will tell.
Okay, time will tell. It would be for him for saying.
As me by ya tin same baby, but time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
Actually, now the girl I'm saying no.
Okay.
Unim. Okay.
Ada
wa hwade no. Okay.
And alambu say go to the wonti.
I'm saying we go around now. Maybe not preko na.
Obi Dabi.
Okay.
Obi abeka around. Me ba cho menya yɛbɛpɔn 20 to 11 nti exactly 10:35 na mapɔn
okay
eti yɛnkɔ why
hwɛ unim sɛ galamsey sesei ehu agyensɛm na ne mede ayɛ me ya ne sɛ ɛbra na President Akufo-Addo kaa sɛ ɔde ne presidency ato on the line na Ghana for mmoa na yɛn fight galamsey nipa bebree antenase because unim galamsey no me as somebody who have lived anyini wo boase aminim galamsey said the nyoma ne said the tie no
galamsey hub
okay oh say careful a complex ne kono enya AI say President Mama promises or the AI be fight galamsey AI no nyama oh how Matisa you say we resigning from Edge but on there another
Dodge Edge no company
oh them ba oh
Dodge
oh there you be no you different
Dodge there it was a contract
the people involved in a galamsey no ebimo ekure skapa na unse ade bia sika womun bia ne kono eden ana yenuanum bi the year politics at the time ne ka so omunyai because all politicize ko constituencies ne places are galamsey wo ko kasa che amanfo se oh mo de mo ba mo maye na mo be pekwan mo fa so mo maye o show mo kutupa so into omunyai okay the famous video Tony Obene and in fact indeed MPP suffered
infamous because a negative and yet so it makes
their case
their Kukubahi and the former friend saying Tony Obene
oh now say infamous but famous am I because they benefited
but the counterpart anya appointment by any akitua
obenya say onam from amu ore enadwuma
Dabi I see infamous because they were not projecting idea Bema Ghana development akosro into a negative it infamous a popular but infamous
to NDC and omo na omo ye sajman e den
sajan kewias ke bia
argument
me ba da bi a public education larger group na infamous anya sadia aka cocaine cartels no ya ye musika so mo ye infamous no of benefit from drug
o de mate o de intwa so now unim me say the NDC benefited from such campaign on our mining communities to the extent say 2020 election results ya be kan wasem wa happen constituencies even constituency MPP cry win here cry no vote no so tey any 2024 in fact when civil society organizations binom any labor unions yes sir President Akufo-Addo and take action President Mama and NDC were actively involved. Say you declare state of emergency or mining community because mining a dienya. At the time, na nyoma bi kura say yeti what is new about the fight about galamsey?
What is new? Say new ni say umakwa kwate ye friend say Ghana no almost say a friend say Dabi China Association of China Ghana Mining friend LBG and I said the eye Mr. Asante me de bibia atos ato yi so amount na me producer ba coca and na we madam
2020
see what about the one fact to say was a historic moment as Mr. Historic moment as Mr. Amakufibua, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, alongside the Chinese ambassador to Ghana, Ambassador Henry Doan Henley Kono and Twasono, and business mogul Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, led dignitaries in officially inaugurating the Association of China-Ghana Mining, LBG. This milestone marks a new era of collaboration, sustainability, and growth in Ghana's mining sector. Team Bacho, one year video so any Bacho India, ready any, and the whole mono. And now we are video because Krebi so I think about 10 seconds be now with the actors historic moment that's Mr. Makufibua, Mr. for Lands and Natural Resources, alongside Chinese ambassador to Ghana and business mogul, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, brother of the president. And come on. I Patrick Ibrahim Mahama. Ibrahim Mahama. I want when I say as a China ambassador to Ghana. And yes, Ghana and China for at gold a good company association. They said, baby, I do know. That be mining
because most of the I know about 3 top mining companies in Ghana. This is a Chinese for there.
I don't know.
Golden Star.
Okay.
Golden Star now. Both Omo Achempim and Prisia mines now. Omo friend Chinfang BBBisa. There is one also in the western region. No. That's the Chinfang gold mine. Chinfang gold mine.
Peter Ukai President Mahama ni 120 days. Mahama's first 120 days social contract na. Oka omu se obe fight galamsey obaya. Hwe no obaye no. Wa benefit from the galamsey problem ye o. Ni nkofo binumu ko ye campaign wo communities are mining wo say MPP asheda na oma amanfo eye galamsey and omo tata community for na omo ye nam communities ne ye galamsey no. No ba they will be different. In fact, in the last election crowd called Mpowo constituency, now on Ghana for a kasa. Tia simbi or kind. Or say, I'm quoting him, President Mahama. It is ridiculous to have foreigners engage in the same illegal activity, and then you release them without prosecution or fine, but sentence our very own people to these consequences.
Okay.
It is sad. The government said it was fighting galamsey, and they arrested and prosecuted and jailed Ghanaians who engaged in that activity, but left Chinese out of the country.
So the latest is that Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak SCC policy NDC abandia back to fight galamsey ni say. Who China ni biya woye galamsey and as a frauder mochina mamu fane court immediately mu fane ma immigration ni deport na wo ba yin wadi wono kwan po jani tumi so deport ni pa more than 100
so who
me wanga
yes
the video wo ho
but evidence of but civil society organizations
because when one was deported first instance so omo criticize
they criticize and I can't be na president Mahama ko ka say ade na ebe China ni ebe mana akọ na Ghana for the yachi wo mato no oba obeyi omu nyina apie but ofi say the penifo bi a omo hyehyɛ oma galamsey for omo galamsey site no achi omo mum ne yaso ahwehwe mo nya oma okope kakra di o galamsey site no so achi no kotum mpawcho ndisi bai omo nche amamfo mfo omo nkokota na omu fa China for enko back. What is new?
Nte okwachi am robbers.
Yes.
Na so ochi omo.
Yes.
Obeja omo.
Because obi na asmo omo say omo na mewe. Yeah.
Ete say ujaka say ye kwa hwe di bako totu ni pump action man.
Sana what try man na send.
That's their logic.
Hwe. Ghana Web any city tie. Stop chasing and shooting illegal miners, President Mahama.
Oh, sir.
Yes.
Stop chasing and shooting.
Yes.
Nanya na omane boama enrechi I was say the most egregious crime abba. And they say Nanado yi soldier for every galamsey say some mrefi.
Yes.
The defense minister.
Hey.
At the time these are President Mahama asked me before I president.
Okay, what that was.
Let me go to some in about 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph. The use of security personnel against our young men and women, Galamseyers, is nothing new. We tried it didn't work. And I'm surprised the MPP administration is using the same tactics.
Oh, John Mahama?
President Mahama.
Okay.
But and they are they not chasing Galamseyers out? The same President Mahama. The same President Mahama. Graphic online. Stop chasing illegal miners with soldiers.
Hey!
Mahama to government. Yes.
Stop chasing
illegal miners with soldiers. Mahama to go. Anybody can go get it.
Yeah, it's there.
And that the kind also the kind
why did you allow the soldiers to leave the place?
Yes.
The father is going north, the son is going south.
Assembly. and so they're in 6s and 7s.
No, baby, I am one said quotation from the story. No,
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph. It is true that if we don't do something about it, it will destroy environment. That is the Galamsey. But we need to apply wisdom. President Mahama need a choice of words. We need to apply wisdom in chasing our people or small scale miners from the site.
I see.
Say Nyoma Ekosi, Miss Remo.
They are applying wisdom.
Yeah, apply wisdom.
They are applying wisdom.
What we?
Everything to conclude,
yeah.
Before you be in the buy and share our platform so. And unofficial almost from what you say. Na MPP for mpani for bibidi
Frepon Boate say me jande me nim say Frepon Boate we trofo because we try to me so I would try to so Peter we try to so me boa
sa picture no kra ma last me call me office na me ko hu picture na e try
sa e wo dodo ano Forest Hotel
oh yeah
no picture no ma print
who say that day see make us work that day na NDC for so a program
oh yes
now for so yan share wo
in fact we anya secret
that's why I want to mention their name omo abeka che say we mu na buy yes Emma foreign partners bi omo foreign partners bi who read
ba ko no yadanfo no ese onya post
onya
oh yes
any yan kwasa nyam watch
na I nearly mentioned there
emodi no
manu
onya post
Mr. Satipacho Interior Minister Asamo Okafa the new policy on fighting Galamsey by the John Mahama administration. Me pacho me da maw. Twa me tum sisi just a minute na yenko. Why me so yenko. Era me bono.
Forest. What do we do to them? Since I became the Minister of Interior, we have returned well over 107 citizens of other countries that were found in fraud and in Galamsey activities. I want to reiterate to the regional police commanders in particular that any foreigner that will find in our forest, immediately call your colleague from the immigration for them to pick them, because we have decided that any foreigner that will find in our forest or involved in any fraud, our first option is to repatriate them back into their country. And we will not compromise on this. So as regional police commanders, I have written to the IGP insisting that if any commander Asare-Bediako, we found that you get foreigners and you cannot forward them to us for repatriation, then that may mean that you may not want to stay in that region. Countries that we have found in fraud and in Galamsey activities. I want to reiterate to the regional police commanders in particular that any foreigner that will find in our forest, immediately call your colleague from the immigration for them to pick them, because we have decided that any foreigner that will find in our forest or involved in any fraud, our first option is to repatriate them back into their country. And we will not compromise on this. So as regional police commanders, I have written to the IGP insisting that if any commander, we found that you get
President Mahama through his interior minister Kachani say dear who China ni bia warrior Galamsey and that's all defraud will be at this one the first Falcoma immigration officer what also nyanwa want to become Falcoma airport on Falcoma China first option, and which is even a dangerous proposition. Was it there? Was it foreign nationals? Okay.
Okay. President Mahama NDC. Any some civil society organization or some pa or Safma for Chow.
Oh.
A pa President Kufuor Chow.
Baby, or Safma for Oyi or US.
Yes.
Emma Ghana Nibi Holmoko attack. Do you remember?
Yes.
Namiko Binamigo. Sad Namigo. And I saw what happened.
Or some call much up when they decided to say based on diplomatic arrangement being
Enipa baako pɛ enipa baako pɛ free Ghana nko President Mahama ese Ghana enshi because enipa baako pɛ ko meanwhile before then your tenure and why deport nipa about 5,000
5,000 came under his tenure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Galamsey Ebo Galamsey.
But just small point on
class prefect.
Small point on the yes on the
so ubo krom gold ni huntinya
from Paul Boatin on page 13. From Paul Boatin on page 13. Till the NDC for T. Or say after having said about NDC for involving the fact the headline is established minors who are members or sympathizers of the NDC. Share on the third paragraph. In the Wasa East District, a former NDC deputy minister who is also MP for Wasa East constituency has been actively mining in Subri forest for years. Or mining of forest too. And I almost say okay, mining of forest I been see that yembo President Kufuor ne MPP a chukra for a implementing such policy. When the MPP party officials complained and the army component of Operation Vanguard was withdrawn almost 2 years to the 2020 elections, the NDC was given an advantage in terms of access to resources from mining. This is because there are far more NDC people engaged in illegal mining than MPP members in the region.
Sir?
This is what that there are far more NDC people. Go to know. But see, there are far more NDC people who are engaged in illegal mining than MPP members in the region on court.
Yeah, what in
and the
okay. And yes, Yanko, Obama, Yanko,
but I think one of the first people to read the report me. Oh, Prof.
Hey!
Yes.
What could you fear that?
Of course.
I show you.
No. I said, no.
I say,
me background here.
As a human being.
There will come background, no matter. Who come background for better goose?
No. It's here.
As a human being.
Because of friend journalists be. Now, me kono na me koye research about climate change and environmental issues. So that's my background.
Okay.
It's a one now or we train me. I mean, I didn't really pay any attention to it. But on the most serious note on Galamsey, me point is as a climate change person, I am worried. And now Obi free Western region Takwane Cristiano. We share send a bon sense near the line. Yeah, that's my constituency, Christian Valley. I am worried. President Akufo-Addo, it's the first time I approach no fire, Let me feel no say the Kelly Galamsey. Unfortunately, the presidency it affected MPP in 2020 elections. Western region part of the constituency because I have said that any minister obetting fighting Galamsey me feel say yes so free Galamsey area. Yes. That's what I because the reason why this particular minister me lose control fighting Galamsey is
the
constituency Elembele.
Go
to Kekam, go to Ezimbo, go to Akango, all the communities in his constituency. I am Basa. The constituency chairman. The constituency chairman. All the Nzima enclave. Yes. The Galamsey.
Yes.
It's the okay can be brain. Rhetorics and or the media works. Exactly. And I have also given up on this government on Galamsey because look at the utterances from the interior minister.
First option. Look
at Omanebo Ama, defense minister. They okay and I saw now because I was almost giving up on the fight. But Ukodriako Konsebura if you feel on in opposition, Omudriako Konsebru.
So if you feel
me, na him say President Mama Ba Galamsey no better worse. Because all the people who drafted NDC manifesto on Galamsey it was under their regime.
Yes.
Between 2013, 14, 15, Galamsey is GSM.
Yes.
So it's not surprising Some man some fan by Minerals Commission. Then also Nako Petroleum Hub some Kosheho. Because under his regime, as Minerals Commission CEO, when Inusa Fuseni was the last minister, Kona almost had a target to me as an individual. So no more granting licenses na NDC. Inti na mfi say Peter Mewu asoma chere me. In fact,
oh boy, Inusa Fuseni no, mami kabi man. On say or starting say even though I'm all for say even though it was seen say it was targeting pro MPP people, but at least when he started getting the NDC guys and one is
I'm changing
no when he started say or better target to bring the NDC
and I buy Ayaga buy
no I'm confident
Neo Samuels.
And after that, Ayaga buy.
I don't go to environment. I'm going to call us.
Oh, okay. Ayaga the car said they lost the fight against Galamsey.
Yes, environment minister.
Yes, Ayaga the car.
Inti Gordon, Sisi Galamsey some because of the hypocrisy in the system to be ample advocate for Galamsey we are unjindi because now where is Professor Jampo? In fact, one person why are consistent on this fight Erasmus.
Asare. So no politician.
Exactly. And I hear can actually so still matter say Ugusu ekasa. No, and I say matter. Until say no. Until say civil society na appeal to the ordinary citizens. Na dey ni ato yensuo ni nsase ni ade say no, but the political fight the political will to fight Galamsey there. Based on the utterances of President Mahama and his ministers and the actors involved, I don't think so we are getting anywhere.
All right.
I can only plead I saw for no. I saw from because it's a Amanda.
I saw for
Peter will call for no.
I saw for this but for the sake of the future.
When you say Peter call for Catholic Church, they issue the statement and we walk. Accra houses. And then Omabre.
Koka, Pacho, doing in 5 minutes. 3 impo. Maybe that would have managed to become.
Me a Romani, but me hypocrisy.
I'm the only communion there.
Ebo.
Ye boshe mu mfe nkokra mu ni nan mu tumi nante. I'm daring you people. Mu ye hypocrites. Na musum nyame a. Call on this government. Let's go on the same state of emergency na mukan. But can she be the medin hu ya.
Tobo.
Ye hypocrite.
Tobo.
Why do address ahimfo abetena TV so?
Sa mi hu ni sa.
Big man. You were leading people to say that, boss, Mama Minkama was Ghana pressing people's neck, state of emergency, Yanko. And the NDC stations now tell how difficult it is to stop Galamsey. Yanko Bebusa.
Okay.
God will ask you, Kenashigbe, you were leading people. Now, where do man say, Ubetina Telecom? Your friend is saying, Ubetina
Ghana Telecom Chamber.
And we out to me a Zoom. Now chira baby your friend say Galamsey muko who meeting or your friend is saying moving pick.
No Mutunu.
No Mutunu. Who yes Bema Komu? Corona Koka. Yes, because I'm a hypocrite. Now what you want support it. This world, don't be somebody you are not. Men try so obey you be our own yet. Politics and your honor would do agro. Koshe engineer nisa no manu. Sa hypocrisy. I say your dogana too much na you bottom.
Mr. Harry Pacho me there you be Emma Fatus Mami. Abra Koke Kasa. Fatus
Mami. I'm sorry for Roman for no. When you
to Boma,
Mutogana pa 3 months, oh, me, dear, you can be a Roman. Mamma, side heat, no, we need the same heat. Don't you see what is going on?
Don't you agree with him that the heat they brought?
No, and yeah, about that. They should get up and work. The same work they work, they should do the same thing.
No,
we are Roman for.
When the situation is
getting worse. Yeah. Koka hwe de da
now grant here we and then we na so defense minister
preacher we na nka me pen
and me dey to fama
defense minister
eti abacho wo mo tie radio no there was so ni say Dr. Maneboama na yimien was stop chasing illegal miners with soldiers Mahama to government
April 20 2016
and 2018 and 2018 and we year 2025
yes
defense minister John Mahama president appointed was a NPP's military withdrawal from Galamsey fight is a cardinal sin against humanity. And they say no, that's the first minister. What catch a president? They say, "Oh my soldiers name ko, and that's my soldiers nembra." Now, send me a president Mahama. No. Koka, those bagus me yako.
Oh no, soldier for.
But over to your so.
Oh manibu ame, edumanu to me here for you. Obi ansha osa kwatena ho. Now full social media and the edikwa ko military. Now now face story. Uverting normal kind of way. The same heat and go for the buy. We should give them the same heat. We should stop that hypocrisy. Back in Asare-Bediako, you better Ghana how no Roman for you better come. Maybe we didn't say so want to me general the collection. Na mu musa mu baby e sika free ba. Ba want to me jino bi e chikase. Ono ya galam say ya. Mu musa mu baby e sika free ba. Ya dey be cham we boa mu no. Mu musa baby e sika free ba. Hypocrites. And now you saw if you cannot speak to the people dissolting and destroying our country, don't go and stand on the altar and pray.
In fact,
and now member of parliament for
Galamsey say in fact Roman phone kwan
Debbie
e also for opinion on more Ghana
aso for penifo
be brave even churches say we should declare Ghana
state of emergency and a trade union
unions in Yamanyana. In fact, they said they were.